What's up, Ranger Nation? It's your boy Jerome, and I'm here today with a review for Power Ranger Super Ninja Steel. This is episode number 15, I believe, and this episode was titled Tech Support. Now, I did think that this episode would not come on this week because of Nickelodeon's Worldwide Day of Play, but they changed it up how they do it, so it actually did premiere this week. So without further ado, let's get the video started. Okay, so the episode, it started with the Rangers there at school. Well, not the Rangers. It started at the Ranger school, and there's this girl, her name is Emma, and you know, she's converting some old hard copy files to the computer so that it's easy for the principal and just, I guess, the secretary to access the data as opposed to having to flip through files and all that kind of stuff. And then, you know, Brody comes up to Emma and he asks her, is she ready for training? And, you know, once, you know, she told the principal and the secretary that, you know, this would be easier for them. That said, you know, the principal was like, okay, this gives me something for, they're having some kind of a technology event or something like that. I can't remember what it was. And then Victor overhears this after he heard the word trophy. So this is his way of like, oh, you know, I can get my 50th trophy. And I'm like, oh my God, this episode is going to be kind of centered. I'm like, please don't let this episode be centered somewhat around Victor, because Victor and Monty to me are a bit of overkill. That's just how I feel about Victor and Monty. I don't know how anybody else feels out there, but that's just how I feel about those two. So, you know, Brody and Emma are training. So once they finish training, Brody tells Emma that his app on his phone is giving him some issues and stuff. So Emma says that she'll take a look at it and fix it. And while they're still talking, down comes a monster by the name of Typeface. And, you know, Brody tells Emma to, you know, go to safety and all that kind of stuff. So Brody morphs into action. And, you know, over in the base, you got the other Rangers. They are training. And then you got Sarah working on the ninja blades and all that kind of stuff. And then while they're doing that, Brody calls into them and basically tells them that he needs help because he's been attacked by a monster. So, you know, the Rangers go into action to help Brody. And you have some Rangers fighting the Basher bots because Typeface summoned the Basher bots. And then you have, I think it was Levi. He was fighting Typeface. And, you know, on the side, there is somebody that's recording the Rangers in their fight. And then Emma comes back up. And Emma, thinking that, you know, with her training from Brody, she can help the Rangers. So, you know, she goes up to one of the Basher bots who, I don't know if somebody had already struck the Basher bot. And then when she comes up and swings at it, it disintegrates. And then, you know, she thinks, oh, you know, I did this. So she goes off and tries to help each and every Ranger try to fight the Basher bots. And, you know, once Emma leaves, you know, Brody basically apologizes to them. He tells them he thinks that it's kind of harmless because you know, Emma did tell him that she wanted to learn how to fight like a Power Ranger. So Brody thinks this is very innocent in the sense that, you know, it's just a one-time thing and it probably won't happen again with Emma. All right, and then we move up to the Warrior Dome. You know, Madame Odious, she is upset with Typeface because the whole reason for Typeface going down to Earth was to infect the Rangers' weapons so that they are disabled, and that would make it easier for Typeface to defeat the Rangers. But he was not able to do that because the Rangers defeated him in action and he retreated back to the Warrior Dome. So now Madame Odious wants Badana to come down to Earth with Typeface, and this time she wants to make sure that Typeface does infect the Rangers' weapons so that they are rendered useless to them, and it'll make it easier for them to take the Rangers out. All right, so then we also have Victor and Monty. They are working on some, you know, their technology invention, whatever they're going to come up with, which it actually was a complete dud. It didn't do what they expected it to do. And, you know, I don't know how people feel about Victor and Monty. I think I make it clear each and every week that I'm not completely here for Victor and Monty because sometimes I think that their jokes are corny, they're overkill, and, you know, I'm just like, I get what they're trying to do. They want them to be a modern day Bulk and Skull, but they are not a modern day Bulk and Skull. Bulk and Skull were bullies in the beginning, but then you saw an evolution over the seasons with Bulk and Skull. With Victor and Monty, since episode 1, they have been the same and they have not changed up since. Victor is still this cocky person who thinks, you know, everything revolves around him. So that's why I really don't care too much for Victor and Monty, because like I said, Bulk and Skull, there was evolution. Victor and Monty, absolutely no evolution whatsoever. So in the school, Emma is now becoming very popular because the person who recorded the fight of the Rangers and the Bastards and Typeface has been posted everywhere. So everybody sees it and everybody wants Emma's autograph at this point. So, once Emma signs, signs people's, give people her autograph and all that kind of stuff, she goes up to Brody, gives Brody his phone back and tells Brody that she, fixed his phone and all that kind of stuff. And then she tells him, that she doesn't need any further training because, she feels so good about what happened in action with the Rangers. And, then the other Rangers overhear her and, Brody basically did not expect it to go as far as it hasn't gone with her. And then the Rangers get a call from Mick saying that there's buzz cam activity in the street. Alright, so then the Rangers go into the city and they find Badana and Typeface there. And Badana tells Typeface to infect their weapons. So the Rangers morph into action. Some of them fight Badana, some of them fight the Bastards, and some of them fight Typeface. So, the ones that are fighting with Badana, they defeated the Bastards. And they're still fighting with Madonna, and then up comes Emma again, thinking that, since she was victorious in battle the first time, she'll be victorious in battle again, since the Rangers are not able to match Madonna at this point. So, Emma has her sword, and Madonna, fires at her, and Emma swings her sword, and it burns it basically. And Emma's like, what happened? Like, I don't know what's going on, and so when she realizes that she didn't do what she thought she was, she wasn't as good as she thought she was, then I think it was I know it was Brody, I think it was Haley that jumped in and protected her. And, they take her to safety. And then, Badana, she blasts herself back to the Warrior Dome. And then the Rangers go over there to help Levi and Preston. So Preston is fighting with Typeface. And Typeface, knocks him down, and then his ninja blade falls as well. And then Typeface picks up the blade and infects the blade. And then, back into the base, Mick is telling the Rangers that all the weapons are basically infected right now, and they might not be of too much use to them. And then Brody says that, because Sarah said that she doesn't know too much about viruses and all that kind of stuff. But Brody says, you know what? I know someone who does. And Haley's like, I think I know who you're talking about. So then you go outside of the base. You have Emma. She's throwing away her stuff because, like I said, she felt like at this point she was like, I'm not as good as I thought I was. So then the Rangers teleport to where she is. And, basically they tell her that, she's better used for them, with the virus stuff. So then they ask Emma, can they blindfold her? And she says, absolutely, you can blindfold me. So they blindfold her, and Calvin calls on the cycle, and he just circles around because she's, like I said, she's in front of the base, and they want to take her to the base. So not Preston, but Calvin just circling around. They're hoping that this will kind of throw her off. So they then finally get her to the base, and Redbot basically tells Mick that you might want to transform into something else so that she doesn't recognize who you are. So Mick turns himself into a hammer, and when she gets in there, she's like, "You're a Redbot. I read your book and all that kind of stuff." And she says, "I've never saw a hammer like that." And Redbot says, "You'll never see another hammer like this again." So she goes to the computer and she starts to work on the program, but it's too advanced for her to do. So she takes out some USB thumb drives, and she picks one and she puts it into the computer, and she starts working on it. And then Redbot tells the Rangers that there's activity in the city again. So the Rangers go into action this time, but before they go into action, Redbot tells them that their weapons may still be useless to them at this point. So when they go into action, Typeface is there. They take out the ninja blade, and they put it in for one of the element stars, and the element stars do not work. And they're like, this is what Redbot told us, they may not work. So then they take their ninja blasters out, that is Preston and Sarah, and they try to blast those with a whip attack, and it doesn't work as well. So then you have Emma back in the base. She's still trying to work on on the weapons and all that kind of stuff, and she does manage to get them back online. And when she gets them online, the Rangers are able to defeat Typeface this time. And back on the Warrior Dome, you have the crowd, they're cheering once he's defeated. And then Cosmo gigantifies him. And once Cosmo gigantifies him, the Rangers call on the Ninja Blazord. And, they start to battle him, but he's just too quick for the Rangers. And they need to kind of slow him down or stop him for a minute. And then they call on the Astro Ninja Zord, which I think this was my first time seeing. I think this was the first time we saw that Zord. I don't know if we saw the Zord before. We may have. I just don't remember. So, the Zord comes and it holds down Typeface. And then the Rangers use the final attack on Typeface. And they destroy him. And, so once they finally defeated him, the Rangers call into the base with a message for Emma. Basically thanking Emma for what she did for them. And, she is I guess it would be an honorary Power Ranger, for everything that she did for them. Alright, so after everything is said and done, we are at the end of the episode. So, Brody is outside where he was training earlier with Emma. And then Emma comes up to Brody and she basically apologizes to him. And, she's talking about how she has other skills, mainly the computer skills. And, she asks Brody, will he continue to train her and all that kind of stuff. And he says, because you helped me with my phone and all that kind of stuff, I'll absolutely help you. And so, they're back at the school and the principal is announcing the winner of the trophy. And before she can even announce the winner of the trophy, Victor and Monty come in because they have some kind of invention that they've created. So, they go and unveil it. And I guess it's like, in a sense, it looked like the Synthetron from Power Rangers in Space, where, the Rangers could just pick whatever they wanted to eat and it would give it to them. Well, and I think that's in a sense what this was, where Victor and Monty created a Synthetron 2.0. If you want a pizza, you just push pizza and it'll, pull a pizza. If you want spaghetti, it'll put spaghetti. If you want a burger, it'll give you a burger. But Victor is just pushing, random buttons. And then Monty's telling him, it's not quite finished right now. And, he hasn't worked out all the kinks. So, like I said, Victor is still pressing those buttons. He's like, oh, whatever. So it does, spit some food down to him. And, Victor starts to eat the food. But then it starts to malfunction and it just starts throwing out food at everybody in the audience and hitting everybody. And, at the end of this, Emma was the winner of that trophy. And, like I said, that Synthetron 2.0 is what I'm going to call it. It just kept throwing food at everybody. But that was the episode. Like the video, leave your comments, and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you later. And, for this episode, I think I will give it like a... It's gonna be interesting. I'll give it like a C+, maybe, because it was a pretty good episode for the most part. I liked that Emma situation. It was nice to see that aspect. Someone who thinks that they can help the Rangers, but they find out they can help the Rangers in a different way. I would prefer a little less Monty and Victor. Yeah. Overall, I think I'll give it a C+. So like I said, tell me how you guys feel. Actually, yeah, just tell me how you guys feel about it, and I will see you later.